Hello, welcome back. I am excited for today's video because it's all about alocasia. I have 5 plants in front of me, and I think that's all I'm going to do for today because I feel like this will take a little bit. I have some newer alocasia, and then I have one that I'm going to behead, and I have some corms that I'd like to pot up, and I have some mixes here, tools, I have a soldering iron, I have some new cups that I'm going to make into self-watering. I'm trying to think what else. I did some alocasia care when I watered my plant room last weekend. I beheaded some alocasia and I propagated a couple of them as well, like my big capria. I'll show you what I did when I go in there, but I ended up chopping it all the way back, and I think I pulled 20 easily corms from that plant. It had some root rot. I had a feeling it was going downhill because I kept prolonging up potting it, and it had just gotten so big and unruly, and the vines were like super tall and straggly, and it was time for a restart on that one. I should have filmed it honestly, but I was just in there in the moment just doing things. Sometimes I feel like I just have to do things off camera because if I don't, I'll never get my plant care done that I have to get done, especially on my mother plants. Sometimes I can get behind, and yeah, I just have to do things when I'm in the mood to do them. But for today, let me show you the one I am beheading. I have my all pink black velvet alocasia. This is the mother plant. I did restart my, oh, I was like, what the heck was that noise? I was moving the mat. I did restart a corm from her, and the corm is doing fine, but the mother plant has pushed out its fourth all pink leaf, that one there, so it is time to behead her. And I was going to do this one last weekend as well, but I decided to show you this on camera and how I'm going to try and bring her back. So I'll do that one. And then the new plants, this one is the metallic blue heterophylla. It's the Aria, and that's the new leaf since unboxing, that one there. I'm so excited for this one. I think it's just in spag moss, but I want to get it out of here and take a look at the root system. I'm either going to pot some of these into stratum perlite, or I'll pot some into pond directly. I am going to have to see what the root system looks like and decide from there, because sometimes I'm a little iffy going directly to pond. And then I also have the new Capria Latte. I unboxed this one in the same video, and then it is working on a new leaf here in the middle, and I can tell she has some really good color. The newest one is still burning in a bit. I mean, the second newest one, I should say. And that's like one of the older leaves. This one looks like it's in a mix of stratum and I see some perlite. It could be pond as well, I'm not sure. I don't know how rooted this little corm is. It is dressed with spag moss on top, but I want to take it out of this little cup and get it put into probably a bigger thing of pond stratum. Unless I feel like it has enough roots, then I can put it directly into pond. And this is one that I got a few months ago. It is a Sanderiana, I believe. It's like a pink peach pseudo Sanderiana, I believe. I'll have to look on my order history. It has a new leaf here in the middle that appears to be non-variegated, and then has a little leaf here, and then those two as well. So this one is ready to be potted up. And then the other ones that I have are some corms. I'm only going to take the Capria out of here. So this is the tissue culture pink mint Capria. So the mother plant I had beheaded a couple months ago, and it completely rotted the stem. So that's unfortunate. So all I have left are her 4 babies right here, and that's it. I am going to restart one of these as like a new mother plant. The reason I beheaded her was because it reverted, and it was a tissue culture, so it was growing really weird. Now these are corms from the mother plant, so I'm curious if these corms will grow differently compared to the mother plant that I know was tissue culture, because sometimes tissue culture, they just behave a little bit differently. If you've grown both, then you know. But that one has some good like pink on it, and then that one here has 2 leaves, and then there should be 2 more that are sprouting. So I think I want to take those 2 and get them put into their separate little containers. And then I do have some pink sham, but I'm going to leave these in their little cups for now. So I think what I'm going to do, since it's very gloomy today, I was actually filming a video earlier and I kept the same sweater on and everything, but I was just in the mood to sit down and do these today as well. So I wanted to go ahead and film for you guys again. So what I'm going to do is just bend you down closer so you can actually see me work with the alocasia. So my head's going to be cut off because it's really hard to get a good angle here at the kitchen because I want to use my ring light because it is so gloomy today. So yeah, I think what I'll do first is, I actually don't know what I want to do first. I might save this one because this one's going to involve soil and I'd rather mess with the pon and stratum first. So I think I'll mess with the new guys, get those taken care of, and then the corm, and then the pink black velvet. So I hope that sounds good to you. And yeah, let's go ahead and actually I'm going to crack open a beverage and yeah, let's get started. Okay, I do have everything that I need hopefully here. I do have to poke holes in my cup with the soldering iron, but before I do that, I want to take a look at the root system on some of these. I have some alcohol spray and I'm just going to clean my tools. Just to clean them. I don't know what I'll need, but I just want to spray them down. I got this spray recently and I'm obsessed with the spray alcohol instead of the other bottle. I like to wear gloves when I'm handling alocasia. And our beverage is a dyed Dr. Pepper. Cheers. That's so good. Which do we want to do first? Let's do the metallic blue Aria. I think the color is still burning in a little bit on the newest leaf, but you can see the heterophylla shape. Okay, I didn't have to go very far, so we'll use this to dump the moss. Oh, it's got a nice root. Okay, so that was just spag moss. Look at that nice little root. I think because I've had it under higher humidity. All right, so I'll have to decide what I want to do. If I want to go ahead and do pon or stratum perlite. Actually has a decent little root system. I kind of want to go ahead and do this one in pon. I'll just rinse the roots really quick under the sink, I think. And there you can see the corm right there. And then, yeah, that's, oh no, that's just a sheath. That's not a new leaf coming in yet. So the new leaf will come from that one. And that's the little root system there. So pretty good, I would say. I think that would handle pon okay for moss. Let me show you the cups really quick and then I'll rinse this guy. So these are, I forget the ounces. I think this is a 9 ounce. It's like a plastic drinking cup. So I'm gonna poke some holes into here. I might do a couple side holes and then some on the bottom so I can fit a wick. I have my wicking cord right here. This is 1/6 inch wicking cord. And then I have my soldering iron right here. I just have to plug it in and then all I'm going to do is like poke some holes. And then I found these iridescent ones on Amazon. I got these in a couple sizes, but I think the iridescent is really pretty. And what is the size on this? I forget the ounce on this. But these little drinking cups fit in there perfectly. So this will be the inner reservoir with the wick, and this will fit in there. I just was trying to find some self-watering pots that weren't overly big, because I feel like I'm giving my alocasia like too big of a reservoir with some of those self-watering pots that I've been using. I really want to start out with a smaller one, and I think this will be good. And I like the iridescent look. So yeah, I have 4 of these I brought out. So what I'm going to do is poke the holes in these really quick. I brought some extra in case I just want to do stratum. But yeah, I'll poke holes in these 4 and rinse this guy, and I'll be right back. So that's the wick in there, and then it'll sit in a little bit of water there. I think that works out. You can't really see the inside of it. Okay, and I rinsed the heterophylla, and that's the root system. So again, I think we're good to go to pon. And I had to rinse some pon so it's wet. Let's see, and I don't have a scoop, so I'm just gonna use this. Put some there on the bottom. Try to spread the roots a little bit. And there like that. I know it's probably hard to see. You can actually see that one big root right there in the cup. You can make it out. And you can see the wick on that side. I'm excited to see how these do for me, these little cups. I think they're adorable. I'll add some nutrients, just like maybe very diluted. But yeah, that's how she'll be. I think that'll work perfectly. She's so cute. Okay, let's do some more. Let's see. Let's do this one. Oh, well, that was a leca ball. Oh, there is leca. Oh, that was cool. I like seeing, you know, other people's mixes. There's leca in there. Leca, perlite, and stratum, it looks like. Oh yeah, this one's definitely good to go to pon as well. It has a pretty good root system. That looks very happy. It's actually wanting to start forming already. I'm going to rinse this really quick. And there's the rinsed root system. Okay, same thing. We'll do pon. Like that. Okay, that looks good. She's all done. That was super easy. Okay, next is the Capria Latte. Oh, this one's in a smaller cup. I think I want this one to, I feel like I want more roots. I might just do this one in stratum and perlite. Let me rinse this though really quick, but she doesn't have a ton of roots. Okay, so there is her root system. And yeah, I think I would feel comfortable with more roots first. I'm gonna let her grow in stratum and perlite for the time being. I have a big container of it here. And then I'll get her switched over to Pawn. Let's see. I'm gonna add water probably to like 3/4 or so. Okay, actually I did about halfway with water because it's a little bit of a bigger cup, so it'll stay moist longer. So that's how I'm gonna leave her for the time being, and I'll keep her enclosed so she gets a little bit more humidity so she can just focus on rooting. I'm gonna grab these little mint babies out, and these probably don't have any roots. Oh, these probably don't have much of a root system either. So I'll probably just put these in. I might go get some smaller cups of stratum. I just want to separate these little babies. Here. I will honestly probably take these corms and put them in the other room under better conditions. There's 4 corms still in here. I'm wondering if this is too big for her. That's a lot of stratum and perlite. I'm wondering if I should put her in this one. After looking at her, it's like huge. I think I will, because I don't think I want to overwhelm her. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I downsized her pot. I feel better. It was a lot bigger than the one that she was just in. just to give her some more rooting time. And then once I see like a decent amount of roots, I'll get her switched over to pon. And then these are the two pink mint ones, and we'll see how these do. We'll let these root up, and then we'll decide which one I'll keep as like a mother plant and let them grow out. Those. All right, and then the only one that's left is the this one here. So I'm going to get the stratum mess cleaned up for a second, and then we'll behead her. All right, our lovely pink black velvet. We are going to take her stump out and cut her propagate her in two pieces, and then we'll set them up to reroot, and hopefully they don't rot. I feel like most of the time I'm successful with the stumps, but then sometimes they rot on me after chopping. But hopefully we don't get any rot. So I'm just gonna pluck her right out of there. And yeah, this is her stump. It's time to chop her back. Look at that corn base. Like, look how rounded it is. It looks like a sweet potato. I think what I'm gonna do is cut it after looking at it. Okay, so there's roots here on this section, and there's some roots here on the bottom section. So I think what I'm gonna do is like cut it right here so that each little chunk can have some roots. Even if it didn't have roots, I would still probably cut it in half. But because the roots are kind of divided like this, I feel like that would be an easy spot. And then I'm also gonna just cut this off where this pink growth is. And I've already cleaned my X-Acto knife. So we're gonna go ahead and slice her head off. So this we are not keeping at all. So yeah, right where the root system is, right here, I'm just gonna go down the middle of this chunk. Like that. Okay, what I'm going to do before I pot these is I'm going to rinse these under the sink, and then I'm going to let them soak in some hydrogen peroxide and water for like 10 minutes just to clean them. I've been doing that lately, and I like using the hydrogen peroxide even with corms. I'll like dunk the corms in there and let them sit for like 10 minutes before I do my normal routine with them. It's got like an outer, you know, that outer shell. I was trying to peel some of that away. Yeah, and she's got several spots where she can sprout on these, like several growth point areas, so we'll see what happens. But sometimes when you have such an open wound like that, they can rot easily because, yeah, it's just such a big wound. Okay, those have been rinsed. And I'm going to use 2 of these cups and fill them with stratum perlite. And we're going to use the same cup and make a little dome so that they get extra humidity. And that's how we're going to rehab them. I'll probably stick these in my IKEA, my Millsbo, because that's where the pink black velvet lived. So I'll let them rehab in there. So we'll fill one like so. And then we'll place this side down. Okay, so that way the cut end is up like that, and then we'll do the other one. I'll just add water to the halfway point. And this one was the bottom, that was the top. Okay, it's not even halfway, I would say, the water line. And I'm just gonna use some tape because I don't really have anything to close this with, just so the lid doesn't come off. I'll see how it's doing. I probably should poke some holes for airflow, maybe like 1 or 2. But this isn't super tight, so I feel like a little bit of air can get in here. Same thing with this one. And then I'm just gonna label this PBV and today's date so that I know when I did this. Pink, black, velvet. Okay. So these will go in the Mills bow just like so. I'll keep an eye on them and hopefully they'll start rooting up and, you know, shoot out a new growth point if they don't rot on me. I did some like this very recently and I'll show you those. These ones are the Pink Mint Capria. These are going to go back in the IKEA cabinet as well. Here's the Capria Latte. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of nutrients in the ones that we put in pond, just a little bit. But I added all those extra ventilation holes for that one and that one. I am officially losing daylight and batteries on everything, but I wanted to show you. So this is my regular Capria. It was so huge and I had such big leaves. These are the smaller ones that are left. She's still very beautiful. So I have 3 different spikes. So I have this one that does not have a leaf. It is just a big growth point. I have this separate one here that has a spike, and then this one has, oh wait, this has 2 leaves, this one. This is one section here, and then the other one has these 2 leaves. So there's 3 different things in here. And then what I did with this is I put the press and seal because it's out in ambient and I didn't want this to dry as quickly, and I wanted it to get more humidity since it is on my plant shelf and not in a cabinet or anything. And I do see a new root. Right there, do you see? And so I did this, it's been 4 or 5 days since I did this, and I'm already getting a new root growth. So they look very happy, like all stems, they're nice and firm. It seems like they're going to root up really well in here. I did the same thing with the rhizome. I just chopped the big chunk away, and this is like the top section. So this is all that I'm keeping. And then once these 3 root up, I'll probably pot them up together, and, or I might make 2 separate plants and have my big Capria back. I love Alocasia Capria. I sort of wished I had filmed that one, but I didn't. I just decided to take care of it in my own time, like I was saying. I also chopped my Bambino. Well, this is, I have 2. I ended up chopping this one because it was losing leaves. It had some root rot issues. And so this one I kept the bottom stump. So I have that section and then the top. The top seems nice and happy, even this stump here. And I did the same thing. I put some press and seal on top to hold in humidity, and hopefully it like re-roots. Once I have enough roots, I'll get it potted back into pond. So that is her. Oh, I chopped this dragon scale as well. This one was not happy. For some reason, it was just yellowing a bunch. So same thing, I just chopped the rhizome and a new leaf will come out of that one right there. And then once it re-roots, I'll get it potted back up. But I have the other plant that still, it doesn't look the happiest. This is one of my like more finicky plants. I can't seem to grow this one that well. So if you have any advice for me, let me know with the dragon scale. I chopped a few other plants that weren't alocasia. And then the only other alocasia that I did was this elbow regal shield. This is the one that, this was the original plant that I grew out and then it reverted. I chopped it and it sprouted a new node, but it just wasn't doing well. And I have two other plants that are growing of this one. So this is the original chunk and same thing. I did the same thing with it. This one I didn't tape. I just have it loosely kind of over top. This one was holding in, I think, too much humidity. So I might have to let some airflow in so that it doesn't rot. So we'll see if this one comes back. But if that doesn't, like, it's fine. I still have two other full plants. And then the pink black velvets, I just put right there, and there. So I'll keep an eye. I may have to poke a hole, but we'll see. I'll keep an eye on them. But they'll be under two lights and it's pretty warm in here. So I feel like if they do come back, that's the perfect spot for them. All right, I'm gonna get my mess cleaned up out there and call it for the day because yeah, we are losing daylight and my batteries are about to go and everything. So I'll give you an update on these when I film my houseplant walkthrough for the new year. So maybe in 2 to 3 more weeks, I will fill you in on how those are doing. And hopefully they all sprout and do well. But like I said, if the pink black velvet doesn't come back, I still have the other plant in here, this one. Although her two newest leaves are very pink. So I'm like, uh-oh, she better not be going alvo. But I have those two leaves that have green. So this is a corm from her. Pond is very dirty. Ugh, I hate the algae buildup. Just goes to show you it's never a bad thing to have multiples of your favorite alocasia just in case they revert, go full albo, they rot. Yeah, it's always nice to have backups. All right, I'm actually going to get going now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.